Hey everybody, it's Christine Ernst, the fat ass cancer bitch, coming to you from the Cozy Writing Cottage in Sandwich, Massachusetts. It is Saturday, August 5th. The weather has been glorious this week. Oh my goodness, cool at night. I won't mention pumpkin spice, but it's on my mind. I don't know about you, but the full moon, the full sturgeon moon, pretty much kicked my ass all week. I have been crabby and whiny and clumsy and arguing with people and stomping around my house and breaking out in hives that I can't figure out why. They were all over my face. I'm like, one right over my eyebrow. I shaved my legs, which I rarely do, and I shaved a giant wound into my right ankle, which probably needed stitches, but took 4 days before it stopped bleeding. Pretty bad. What else? My cat got sick, which you're going to hear about in a minute. It was just kind of junky. Huge energy. So I blame the sturgeon moon. There's another full moon also in this month, a blue moon later, which is rare and exciting. Also, the Perseid meteor shower culminating on August 12th. So there's that coming up. And perhaps more indictments, which are always something to look forward to. So this piece, however, is called Full Moon. The full moon wrought havoc on my week. Starting with a sick cat who had a wound infected with a botfly, which I strongly encourage you to not really never to Google, which resulted in a day-long vet visit and a bill for $827. And culminating in a shouting match with my 14-year-old in the car yesterday on the way to her summer job about a lemon scone for her grandmother. Basically, it went like this. There had better fucking be a fucking lemon fucking scone in my mother's 87-year-old hand this afternoon after she picks you up from the coffee shop where you sell fucking lemon fucking scones all fucking day because she loves you and would do anything for you, or there will be consequences. And by consequences, I mean your phone that I pay for and your debit card that I control. You do well to remember those two salient facts, Missy. Have a good day and make good choices, and I love you. And don't forget consequences, little Miss Summer Job. Little Miss Summer Job. Who even am I? And salient facts? Okay, boomer. It all worked out. But isn't it funny how things can so easily become the wrong size? After I paid the $827 last Saturday, but before Loopy was released from post-surgery, Loopy Ernst. Loopy has a last name, which delighted me. I sat in the waiting room at the vet's, next to the woman whose cat might have eaten a poisonous lily, and across from the woman whose dog may have swallowed a common pin from a quilt she was working on. The woman was working on a quilt, not the dog. I sat a little stunned, stewing about the bill, glassy-eyed after the now nearly 8 hours at the vet. And a woman emerged from an exam room. Her shirt was stained with blood, and she clutched an old blanket and a collar. Her dog had just died. Actually, her dog had died in her car on the way to the vet. She'd gotten lost because she just moved here, and the dog died while she waited at a stoplight. She'd gotten out of the car hysterical while other cars at the busy intersection honked and drivers swore at her. A good Samaritan, some passenger in another car, helped her gut in and drove her to this vet. But now she didn't know how to get home, and there was no one to call since she didn't even know her neighbors, and she was terrible with directions. She stood there bereft. Truly helpless. Her address was sort of on my way home, and I told her she could just follow me there as soon as Loopy was ready. While we waited together, she cried and showed me pictures of her dog. 15 years of photos on her phone. Nearly all of the photos on her phone were of her dog. Loopy was released at last, bleary and stitched up, and minus a very large botfly larva. We left together, and I told her that I would keep her in my rearview mirror the whole way. It took us almost 40 minutes to drive the 10 miles. her little car never going faster than 15 miles per hour. I tried to speed up to encourage her to go a little faster, but eventually gave in to the necessariness, I think, of the slow drive. For truly, we were a small cortege, and the somber pace was appropriate somehow. We've been texting this week. She is as you'd expect. And while the damn full moon this week made me ornery and whiny, her deep grief reminds me to keep things the right size. She texted, "Thanks for getting me home." And I texted back this poem by the wonderful Colorado poet Rosemary Watola Traumer. It's called "Watching My Friend Pretend Her Heart Is Not Breaking." On Earth, just a teaspoon of neutron star would weigh 6 billion tons. 6 billion tons equals the collective weight of every animal on Earth, including the insects, times 3. 6 billion tons sounds impossible until I consider how it is to swallow grief. Just a teaspoon, and one might as well have consumed a neutron star. How dense it is, how it carries inside it the memory of collapse. How difficult it is to move then. How impossible to believe that anything could lift that weight. There are many reasons to treat each other with great tenderness. One is the sheer miracle that we are here together on a planet surrounded by dying stars. One is that we cannot see what anyone else has swallowed. So keep things the right size this week. Don't shave your legs. Don't Google botfly. Be tender with one another. Come as you are. Remember that you are beloved. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you next week.